Hello everyone, Gianluca Massi speaking from Rome on the behalf of the Virtual Telescope Project. It is such a pleasure for me to be here tonight sharing with you something very special, actually an old friend of the Virtual Telescope Project, because we are just tracking right now the small object 2020 SO, which is actually a space debris, something belonging to the Surveyor 2 lunar mission, the beginning basically of our space adventure to reach the moon. And tonight we had this space debris coming close, very close to us, safely very close, I must say, for the second time after the first time last December when it arrived extremely close, safely but extremely close. And tonight we are spotting this again for the second time, and we are saying, we are telling to this space debris, to the piece of technology out there, goodbye, because after orbiting basically around us for a few weeks, like a mini moon, it is ready next March to leave this condition and to start to be back in its ordinary, more ordinary orbit around the sun. So it has been around us for a few weeks. This is why we call it a mini moon, temporary mini moon. But as I told you, this is going to end in a few weeks. After saying this and thanking you for joining, I also want to thank our technological partners, and they are Omnitron Italia Instruments, Software Disk, Bader Planetarium, C-Web, Santa Barbara Instruments Group, and Planewave Instruments, and I want to thank all the media which featured our live feed, making possible for all of you to learn, to know on time about this event. I really want to switch to the live feed coming from our robotic telescope. I am in Rome, but the telescope is about 100 kilometers south from Rome, and it is a fully remote robotic observatory. I'm in Rome, and the telescope I'm going to just to control live is 100 kilometers away from me and much more from you, because you are everywhere on this planet. And here it is, friends, the console of the system. We are already tracking it because I really wanted to have everything ready, because it is not the best night to spot something critical like this, because we have the moon up there and this object is showing basically in the same direction where the moon is shining right now. What you see here is the control system of our telescope, and you see basically a star map with the stars shining above the telescope right now in central Italy. There is as you can see, a crosshair in the center. That is where the telescope is pointing. That is where the object 2020 SO is, and you can see there is also the moon not far from that direction, and we are in the maiden constellation Virgo in Latin. And I would like to start immediately to take images, because as I told you, this object is not under the best conditions, and you never know if clouds will come at some point. Last night, yesterday, when we originally scheduled this live feed, we had troubles with I told you, with the clouds, and I had to reschedule this, and tonight we are so far lucky. So I will ask the telescope to take a few images just to share with you this live view coming from the telescope. Let's start with a relatively quick, fast image just to have a preview. I'm asking now to the very sensitive camera installed on the telescope, our electronic eye, to grab an image so that everyone connected with us can have a look, can just see what is happening there. Perhaps you can see something here. I will try to adjust contrast and brightness. And you see here a little dot of light. And this one is our object, the space debris 2020 SO, the Centaur booster belonging to Surveyor 2 lunar mission. And You can see the stars are trailed because this object is close and it is apparently moving pretty fast, and the telescope is tracking it, and this is why it is showing as a dot of light while stars on the background are apparently trailing. Now I want to take a longer exposure. I will ask our system to capture light for 2 minutes, and you can see the countdown has just started in seconds on the upper left, and at the end the system will upload the image because the information will be transferred from the camera to the remote computer controlling the camera, so we will see at that point the image actually, and you will see that in 2 minutes the star trails will be longer than in this case, because here we are just a handful of seconds, but the longer exposure will really give you an idea of motion, my friends. I'm happy to see that so many people are always interested to learn what is happening up there, what is moving up there, and having such an object like a temporary mini moon is quite fascinating. As I told you, this is a space debris that was captured by our planet a few months ago, last fall, and for a few months it has been around since then, and it is ready to move on its new orbit basically next March, when it will no longer be around, and its status of its as a mini moon of our planet is going to end soon. And this is why we wanted to say farewell to this space debris that for a while has been around after its original starting, when we started, I told you, our adventure to bring a man on the moon more than, of course, 50 years ago. The countdown is running, as you can see. We are left with 10 seconds and we're ready to see an image making very clear who is moving and who is the object, which is still visible as a dot of light from the preview image. Of course, such a longer exposure, at first looks like white, but I adjust contrast brightness right away so that we can really see a much more natural image. You can also see how invasive the lunar light is, this gradient on the background. But most importantly, we have the Surveyor 2 Centaur booster. Here it is, my friends. Quite a spectacular image, telling you how perfect our robotic telescope is tracking fast-moving object. Couple 90 minutes ago, more or less, this object was a bit more than 50% the lunar distance, and it is already leaving us. This is the second flyby with our planet after the much more closer flyby last December, and it has been truly spectacular, the last one, the previous one, but this one is also so exciting because, as I told you, we are saying goodbye to this space debris after it has been around like an artificial mini moon for a few months since last fall. Taking another image, and you will see how the new image will show the 2020 SO object like a dot again, while the stars as a trails will be apparently shifted. But keep in mind, it is the object which is moving among the stars, but our robotic telescope is taking care to track the space debris. This is why it is showing as a sharp dot of light. It is our technology making possible for you to see this. And here it is, the updated image with the object showing like a very sharp dot of light. Here it is. It is the Centaur booster of the Surveyor 2 lunar mission, which has been around for a few months as an additional artificial mini moon going to leave this condition next month, March. And the virtual telescope really wanted to show you this after we covered, and we had such a huge success doing that, the first flyby, when this object arrived much closer than tonight. But tonight, 90 minutes ago, at the time of the minimum distance, it was a bit more than 50% of the lunar distance, so it was very close anyway. And this has a diameter of a few meters, so it is very small, and you can visit our website www.virtualtelescope.eu if you really want to learn more and see what we saw last time when it was closer, it was brighter, without the moon interference, and we could even detect its rotation, helping understanding it really was a space debris, my friends. Tonight we will have just a very quick view, but I was happy I could honor what we promised, that is showing 2020 SO flyby in real time, ideally saying farewell mini moon after it has been around, I told you, for several weeks. New images downloading now from the camera, and I see there are clouds, very likely, yeah. Actually, this is the moon also. It is something of the observatory because we are observing pretty low on the horizon. We are still having something here, but at least we had very nice images earlier. We'll wait for this new one, the one we are collecting now, to see if this will improve or not, my friends. And after that, I will be closing this live feed, hoping that it could bring to you, the feeling of this flyby spied in real time thanks to technological eyes of the Virtual Telescope project in central Italy, 100 kilometers south of Rome. We are observing, I told you, under much less than ideal conditions, because it is there is a bright moon, there is a very hazy sky, the weather has been cloudy and rainy most of the time these weeks until this afternoon, so humidity is very high, and the brightness of the moon is actually making the scenario even worse. Anyway, this dot here is again what we can still see of the object. Even worse, my friends, I fear. Yes. I'm pretty confident that now we are also having clouds, making it impossible for us to see it again. So I will put back our previous excellent image. Here it is, to say goodbye to this object and to ideally conclude this quick but successful live coverage of a 2020 SO flyby. We are going, we are saying farewell to this mini moon, artificial one. This is the Centaur booster from the Surveyor 2 lunar mission, so it is quite old, more than 50 years, you know. And it has been a pleasure for the Virtual Telescope project to bring again something unique live to you, and that you could join us from the comfort of your home. Thank you very much for joining again. Looking forward to share more with you. I strongly suggest you to join the Facebook page of the Virtual Telescope project to learn and know when the next live show will be scheduled. Take care, keep looking at the stars. Gianluca Masi, Virtual Telescope Project.